Welcome, everyone, to week 50 of What Did Prince Do This Week? And first and foremost, we have to give a rest and power to the singular Nikki Giovanni. We will miss Nikki. All right, so let's see what's going on in the chat. We have a lot of people in the chat. We got Anna B first in the chat. And we got Lee Christian. Very excited about being back from their honeymoon in Tobago in time for their Prince fix.
Okay, congrats, Lee Christian.
Yeah, congratulations, Lee Christian. And then let's see, Drea Dances will be listening but won't be chatting much as I'm cleaning and getting ready to host my Christmas party later today. Looking forward to this week's discussion. So I hope you have an amazing Christmas party later today, Drea. And Lee Christian, you said your honeymoon was 2 weeks of virtual paradise? Why was it virtual? Hopefully you were physically. And then we got Nick Belden in the house. Always a pleasure to have you here. We have Dorothy Edwards. I love this. Yes, a sunny Saturday, Dorothy. And we got Andre. What up, though? Representing Detroit. Hey. All right. And let's see. El Dabara. Yes, nearly there, guys. Nearly there. And I got to give a special thanks and gratitude to El Dabara for giving me the best gift ever, which is the okay, see you there once a week for a year. No, 2 years, now 3 years, and 4 years, and hopefully 6 more years. We'll see how that goes.
Okay.
And then we have 71, and we have Christina from Minneapolis. And I love this. We got Demetrius Tracy. Are you a brother of Christopher Tracy? Greetings. And we got Chris Bournet in the house. Yes. Yes. Fellow Ohioan, Nikki Giovanni. We got Luchas 26, always representing Vanity. We got TP in the house. Thank you. Yeah, we're so happy to have you back. Welcome back, Theo. We got Ronald Dagley Jr. We got Raywin. Yesterday was Morris Day's 67th birthday.
What? Yeah, oh, yeah, that's right. Sure was. Yeah.
All right. And then we got Sheila E. turned 66 years old on Thursday. Thank you for all of that, Raywin. Appreciate you so much. We got our timekeeper, Kim, also an ATLian in the chat, as well as Tanja, all through the windows cry. All right, and we got Purple Cat Confetti going on the road again. Going to see great nephew. Is it Keon? Well, we want to say we hope you have an amazing time with your great nephew. And we got Man Ray 10. Happy birthday to Matt Atlanta Bliston. Thank you for that, Man Ray 10. We got D68A.
All these December birthdays for Prince people.
Yeah, a lot of them. We got
Mira. Yeah.
I didn't know it either. So again, it's all about us. It's about the chat. We couldn't do it without you because we don't be knowing everything. So we love you and appreciate all of you who contribute to the chat. And let's see. I don't know if I will watch to the end. Maybe I will fall asleep. That's okay, Mira. It is 10 p.m. where you are. So I understand that you got to get your rest. And then we got Sister Charles. And yes, Rekka Stove. That's what we're talking about, Raywin. So I'm sure you noticed that Mr. Michael Dean won't be with us today. We always miss Michael when he is not with us, but that's okay. And I'm not lonely because I have Ricky here with me.
You're never lonely.
Never lonely. And I always have all of you in the chat. So thank you so much, Theo. Last episode, week celebrated our 100th episode of What Did Prince Do This Week? Thank you for watching the replay, Theo. I really appreciate you. And we have El Michelle. Happy Saturday and seasons greetings. As a native Trinidadian, I am partial to Tobago as a vacay spot. Excellent choice. Thank you for letting us know that. All right. And I forgot that Lee Christian said he was going to leave us and come back because I was like, I wanted to know about what's going on with the virtual paradise.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then we got Vanessa. Good day, Purple Fam. I'm excited that Omar's coming, Vanessa. Are you excited that Omar's coming? I know that I am. Anytime Omar comes to the States is an amazing time. So can't wait for January. I love this. Anna B. Good God morning. Love that.
I know that Jason know he's coming. Jason Orr know he's coming.
I'm sure before any of us knew. They're really close friends. And we got happy 101 episode. Thank you so much, Blade Brown. Really appreciate you.
Blade Brown.
Yes. And let's see. I think I got everybody. If not, I'm going to make sure we get a hello to Lady Cab Driver. The chats come in so fast. It's hard to do. All right. So, we can't start because we got to make sure we say salute to Dr. Claw. Purple Saturday is here. Always love seeing those purple bars. Thank you so much, Dr. Claw, for joining us live.
Yeah, what's up, Dr. Claw?
And then, wait. And Vanessa says, I'm most excited for next week. I see for the first time one of our national treasures, Elle DeBarge.
What?
Where's Elle playing? Because I haven't heard about that. Ooh, Kim. Yes, we should have played 101 today, but I'm sure it's copyrighted. And then let's see, meaning on YouTube, and it would have probably stopped stream. A happy 101 and belated birthday to Morris Day. Yes, gotta make sure we give our birthday wishes to Morris Day. Okay. So for those of you who may be new here, What Did Prince Do This Week is a very, very slow read of Duane Tudahl's Prince Studio Sessions book series through an interactive weekly online book club and Saturday salon, echoing the spirit of the Harlem Renaissance. The Saturday salon is really important. If you don't know what a salon is, please do your Googles, as Michael Dean would say, so you'll understand that it's not all about Prince. It's predominantly about Prince, but it's not all about Prince. So don't get bent out of shape like a pretzel when we start talking about other folks. All right.
Start going off.
Yeah, because we go on tangents.
Yeah.
And we want to say hello to Lisa Williams, and we got Cassandra Bradley. Finally made it. Happy holidays. My purples from the ATL. That's what I'm talking about. Are you in the gym, Cassandra? And then we got Real Line, the DJ. Groovy afternoon. Yes, I love that. Thank you, Real Line, the DJ. And yes, we've been shouting out Duane for his Grammy nomination, but we can shout him out one more time. That's so amazing. We hope that Diamonds and Pearls box sets win that Grammy. That would be incredible. And then welcome, Karan. Peace. All right, let's get through our housekeeping with the quickness because we have a lot to talk about. So on What Did Prince Do This Week, we read the book. We go week to week, not date to date. And you can follow the detailed schedule at this QR code or bit.ly link. You do not need the expanded edition, as Ricky will point out, because we can read both of them at the same time. But the blue one is the schedule that the blue type at the top is the one. The schedule is based off of.
Yep. Say if you can get your hands on a copy, get a copy.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yes, I love that. And these will be archived at Polished Solid. This one won't be archived at M. Dean because I didn't make it stream there because some people get upset when it's streamed to Michael Dean and he's not here. So I was just like, okay, I'll just stream it on mine. And then please subscribe, like, and help spread the word. Not for me, but for Prince and for the Purple Rain era, for Duane Tudahl's book, for lots of different reasons. So I love this. D68A. WDPDTW when December produces definite true wins. That's what I'm talking about. That's right. Love that.
That's funny.
Oh, no. I didn't know, Cassandra, that you were in knee surgery recovery. Okay, well, I hope that you have a very speedy recovery so you can get back to the gym. I'm sure that one day I might have to get some knee surgery myself because the knees, I don't know. they, they're almost failing on me, Ricky.
Oh, come on, D'Angelo. Come on now. Hey.
I walk everywhere, Ricky, so I
Well,
don't
no,
have the
hey, well,
time.
that's a good thing, man. They say that, like the more you walk, so you add years to your life. So,
Okay, well,
um,
we'll see.
I'm saying walk. I mean, if you're walking, that means that you're using them.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So,
definitely using them.
and
For
that's a good thing.
going in and out of the subway on those stairs.
Oh yeah.
The
Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah, man. You get your 10,000 steps in easily.
Yeah, and I love this. And Dr. Claus saying, as a child of December, next Thursday. So
True.
happy pre-birthday! Let's not pre-birthday. Let's get that party started. Happy birthday, Dr. Claus. I believe in celebrating your birthday as long as possible. Okay.
Man, hey, hey, man. Happy birthday to all the December people that's out there.
Yeah.
Man, that's with us. Maybe we should do that monthly. Just give all birthday shots out to everybody.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we do, when
Okay.
they come up, but it's a lot to keep track of. So I love this new one. This is a second one from Theo because Theo is the person who gave us why do people dance this weird? So Theo's coming with the second one, which is why does Purple December taste
Tastes wonderful.
wonderful? Love that one. That is great. Love that. Thank you so much. Oh, look, and Theo's is also on the
And
20th.
27. Okay.
Man, there's a lot of
Shout
December.
out to the Sagittarius and Capricorns
Yeah.
in the chat.
Yeah. Oh, I love this Blade Brown. Everybody walk your body.
Yeah, literally.
And we got Cassandra Bradley. I'll be back during the Prince James Brown split soon. That's
There
what I'm
you go.
talking about.
There you
Yeah.
go.
All right. So
Yes,
let's
I
get.
used to could do those.
I never could do
I
those.
used to. I remember I tried to. I used to could do them. Yeah, I should could do them. And just like like you don't use it, then
Yeah.
you lose it. So it was one of those type things. So
Yeah. Yeah. So, Anna B, you are after my own heart eating cookies for breakfast. That's what I'm talking
and
about.
nothing wrong with that. What kind of cookies you eating?
What kind of cookies you eating? Yeah, and then we got Chris Bournet coming in with "We all come from the same December." That's right.
There you go.
I love all the Prince people and all the Prince references. There's so many Prince
I
references.
know. And like, I wonder if anyone's been making Prince gingerbread cookies for Christmas, or anybody making anything Purple Rains related for Christmas cookies or anything like that. Like, let us know. Like, that'd be pretty cool to find out.
Yeah, and you can send us pictures. So again, it is WDPDTW for "Why Does Purple December Taste Wonderful?" Love that. And
Oh
remember,
man.
we want you, if you saw the Purple Rain tour, and we would love to have you on when we start talking about that particular city. And you can reach out at WDPDTW@gmail.com. Is the best way because I'm not on social media a lot. And you thank you, Ricky, because I was about to say, oh my God. And so if you could email me at WDPDTW@gmail.com, that would be really fantastic because I don't check my DMs very often. And I'm not really big on social media. I only do it for print stuff. And as the years go by, I'm doing social media less and less, particularly this year.
Come on back home. Come on back home.
No. So next week we'll be talking about the Buffalo, New York, and St. Louis shows. So if you saw either of those shows and you want to come on, please email us at WDPDTW. Can't say that today. And if you don't want to come on, and if you have something you want to share, like photos, like I love seeing photos of people who actually, I don't know about you, Ricky, but I just didn't take photos back in the day when I was a teenager. So there is no really.
Yeah, I got into it late. Maybe I think I got into it after I saw people were taking photos of
Mm,
certain things. Like it never um crossed my mind to take a camera to the print show.
yeah.
I know the Love Sexy show. I don't think they were allowing cameras, if I'm not mistaken. I think by that point he kind of had like the no camera rule thing. But I know for the
Yeah.
Purple Rain show and some other things, I just wasn't. I mean, I dug photography. I just wasn't into it like that to kind of, take pictures. But I've always enjoyed, seeing people's pictures
Yeah.
that they've taken. Especially of like, like this era and this show and things like that, because like we saw the magazine pictures, but just like seeing people's actual fan pictures, that's always a pretty good look to see. Like I'm always fascinated, say, with that.
Yeah, for sure. And I love Kim's comment, film processing costs money.
It did back in the day. I mean, you right about that. You just have to wait like 6 weeks to get your get your film developed. It'll be a minute.
Yeah, and with old school cameras, taking selfies wasn't easy. That's
No,
correct.
no, it wasn't.
And I love this comment from Melvin Rush the second. Not another lonely Christmas
Cookie.
cookie. Yeah.
All right.
And
Yeah, Melvin.
yes. Had to have that one person in the group with the camera. That's right. You had to-
That is true. That is true. It was always somebody.
yeah. Or nobody in my case.
Yeah.
So I mean, I so like my best friend when he passed away, I was like, I have absolutely no pictures with him, and
Oh wow. Okay.
but then I went to his funeral, and one of his other friends had got married, and I forgot we went to his wedding, and he had two pictures of us at the wedding, and I was like, oh my god, thank you, because that was the only two pictures
Yeah.
I have, because I just didn't think about taking pictures because we were just doing stuff. Like we were
Yeah. Yeah.
going to going to a movie, going to a concert.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like in.
I
No,
love
go ahead. I'm sorry.
I've seen every Prince tour in my mind. I love that. Yes.
It's funny you say that because as I think about it, like a few of my close friends, I don't have pictures with me with them. Definitely not growing up. Um, and I guess just like you said, that we just in the moment. You're just in it. It never dawned on us, man, to take pictures. Even now, like with kids and everything, like you just never think, hey, yeah, let's take a family photo or let's get a picture real quick. So
Yeah, so Anna B, yeah, 13-year-olds were definitely permitted in Prince concerts. I went to my first Prince concert at 12 years old.
yeah,
So yeah, as long as you had an adult, but even back then, some people,
I
I've
was
heard,
13.
yeah, I've heard of
Yeah,
people who went to concerts by themselves. So
yeah,
back then, yes.
yeah.
Um,
And, it was kind of. I mean, it's interesting that you say that because I do remember. I know my middle school was mixed, and I remember see a lot of the kids I know that were older than me, like six, like seventh grade, eighth grade, middle school, like they were going to shows like Van Halen and Ozzy Osbourne and all these things, and I was just like, wow, like your parents are letting you go to shows,
yeah.
So it was very commonplace.
Okay, so Lee Christian's back and said, I just meant it was almost paradise in all the good ways, but we had quite a rounded experience of it, not just, I don't know, and let's see, meant we had a broad experience of the island, which we went looking for more than a stereotypical tourist experience. Virtual might have been the wrong jet lagged word. Maybe a hypno paradise. Love that. And let's see, TP is saying, I don't have a lot of pics with friends either back in the 70s and 80s. I don't think we thought about documenting stuff. Yeah, I think we were just like experiencing things. And thank you so much, Mira, for putting in all of this really important information in the chat about keeping our bodies healthy, and more specifically, our legs and knees, which are extremely important.
Well, see, just like you ever think about it, in like the biblical days, they walked everywhere
Yes.
and they lived a lot longer too. So
Yeah. That is true. There's a really great documentary. I think it was on Netflix earlier this year about whatever they call people who are 100 and more centurions. I can't remember what they call it,
okay,
but it was really incredible. And almost all of them were still walking and active. Could sit on the floor, get up, all that kind of stuff. So what you're talking about is very real. All right. So, what did Prince do this week is an independent endeavor. It is not affiliated, associated, or connected with the estate of Prince Rogers Nelson. And Andre is saying, Ricky, what's up with the Falcons? Because I definitely don't know.
Oh man, I don't know. I don't know how we can salvage man the rest of these games. Hope they turn it around, man. Get it together.
Yeah.
That's all I can say.
All
Still
right.
pulling for them, win, lose, or draw. So
Okay. I'm sorry I'm rushing. It's just we got so much to talk about
yeah,
today.
go ahead.
And we'll be here until I don't know, forever. Maybe until Drea Day. I wonder when Drea Dance's holiday party starts. We might be. See, yeah, Kim is like time. All right. So I really wanted to play Time's gift today for Nikki Giovanni because Nikki has been Time's gifts to us. Nikki passed at 81 years old. That is an amazing, amazing amount of time on earth. So we just want to give thanks to this amazing song. I love it so. On Things Left Unsaid, Paisley Park Records, 1993. And you can see all the players here. Okay, so let's get into it.
Great choice.
Yes, thank you. What did Prince do this week? What we know. Thanks, Anil. 101 is our episode today for week 50 of 1984. This week, we're going to be talking about 6 live shows and 1 live appearance. And the 6 shows we're going to be talking about are 5 at essentially right outside of Chicago. So it's really the Chicago show, but it's Rosemary, Illinois at the Rosemont Horizon, which was Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and then a show in Lexington, Kentucky at Rupp Arena. And then there was Sheila E's birthday party in the middle of the week in Chicago at the Park West. And we're going to read all about it. Now, what you're seeing here is basically the hotel situation. And you probably, unless you have one of those big screen TVs, which I know some of you are watching this on a big screen TV, so you actually have a really good view of what we're seeing here. It's basically a daily memo, and you can see that they're in Chicago at the Ambassador East on North State Parkway, and you can see what room numbers that they're in. And at the bottom, it says additional information, party Wednesday at 9 p.m. Leeds van leaves hotel lobby for party at 8:45 p.m., 9:30 p.m., and 10 p.m. Return shuttles will begin at 12 midnight, which I thought was pretty early, but they got a show tomorrow and they got a sound check and all that kind of stuff. So that's what's going on. And then you can also see on the second page that on Saturday, they're going to leave from Chicago to Lexington and then to Buffalo. So it shows that they'll be staying at the Hyatt Regency in Lexington, and then they will be staying at the Buffalo Hilton once they get to Buffalo. So I always like seeing like where they stayed and everything. So that's what this is all about. And this is actually a review I had last week that I didn't read, and I want to read it only because we don't get a lot of positive reviews. We haven't gotten a lot of positive reviews so far, and this is actually a true positive review. So I want to read it.
It's a cool picture too, by the way.
Yeah, I love the picture. And this was from the last week on Wednesday at the Richfield Coliseum in Richfield, Ohio. And so we have when Prince prances on the stage, things get torrid. And then the subtitle is Bizarre Effects, Frenzied Antics Keep Crowd Wowed at Coliseum by Mark Farles. It bordered on a religious experience even before it began. The soothing strains of classical harp that gentled the eager hordes as they filled into the cavernous arena. The mystical blue eyes adorning enormous folds of deep purple draped from the rafters. It was downright heavenly, at least for a while. Then all hell broke loose. First, in the form of a tropical spitfire doing business as Sheila E. They misspelled Escovedo, it's like Vito, I don't know why, and 90 minutes later, in the person of Mr. Purple himself, Prince Rogers Nelson. It was the latter, of course, who brought the capacity crowd of 17,907 careening through the snow at $17.50 a head. For those unfamiliar with Prince, he is a combination Jimi Hendrix, Little Richard, and futuristic Sammy Davis Jr. And apparently, I don't think we've heard Prince being compared to Sammy Davis.
No, that's the first one for me.
That's the first. I kind of like it. I like this mix. So Hendrix, Little Richard, and they put in futuristic Sammy Davis Jr.
I mean, he was Mr. Entertainment, so
Yeah, he really was. Yeah, I never thought about that. So I'm glad we're reading this. And apparently unlimited and wildly creative talent, whose abilities often seem to spring from his sexual fantasies and climax spectacularly in the spotlight. Then again, depending on your tastes and morals and the bizarre, he also may be an arrogant, self-indulgent fop. I don't know what a fop is, with an overactive libido and a gay caballero tailor. Okay. But whatever the case, there can be no denying that when he hits the stage, all eyes and ears are attuned to his every move and syllable. Like him or not, he is relentlessly intense, dynamic, and magnetic, both musically and physically. Hello, Cleveland, he purred from the darkness in a cocky and seductive Mick Jagger-like voice. My name is Prince, and I've come to play with you. I don't think Prince sounds like Mick Jagger, but that's me. Okay. As the huge purple curtain rose, a manhole cover side spotlight in the middle of the stage burned straight ahead into the bedazzled audience, most of whom were up and screaming. As an organ thundered sanctimoniously, the little star, I can't believe they said the little star. The little star could be seen rising majestically and hydraulically from beneath the stage until his full form was silhouetted by the powerful beacon. Wearing a broad-shouldered, form-fitting jumpsuit of crimson satin and velvet brocade, it looked like bordello wallpaper. He stood motionless, as if to absorb and fuel himself with the adoration of his frantic following. Then, like an expensive electrical toy with a full charge, he cut loose. Let's go crazy. Let's get nuts, he wailed, spasming his guitar and bounding into a whirling, strutting frenzy that defied gravity. Apparently not satisfied that he had adequately stirred the crowd, which is like saying the French weren't excited when Lindbergh landed, Prince lit into an equally bracing delirious that pretty well defined the crowd at that point. With his supercharged five-piece band striding in unison and threatening to blow the roof off the big arena with deafening accompaniment, he forged dead ahead into 1999 and all but stopped the show. Few rock concerts have ever opened with such breathtaking flair. The 2-hour performance, however, wasn't all hot flash and freewheeling funk. There were tender moments too, like during his gospel-tinged God, a song dedicated to our Creator. What's the difference between life and death? He asked. God, you want to go to bed with me? He asked in the same breath, pointing into the crowd. You want to take a bath with me? No problem. Smoke began filling the narrow beams of warm red overhead lights as a tub emerged, complete with what looked like a rainbow of electric water. I love that. A rainbow of electric water. Prince stripped to the waist and climbed aboard. Judging from the upward thrust of his hips into the spray, he was having a fine time. There were other such sexually suggestive moments, sweet talking the crowd, monkeying with the buttons on his trousers, lying across his keyboard. It didn't always make a lot of sense, but for those who didn't follow it, there was always more bop, especially a monumental Wind Up's Cry that included thundering blasts of smoke colliding head-on from either side of the stage. Sheila E's hour was no PTA meeting either. Although slightly more conventional, Prince's current female counterpart is no less stimulating. Like the Queen of Puerto Rico en route to her coronation, her lithe form swaggered into the spotlight, a vision in black velvet, turquoise, pearls, and hairspray. Although it may not be the perfect outfit in which to whack timbales, it didn't seem to bother her as she led her great 8-piece band through a scintillating 1-hour set. Her dancing, percussion work, and appearance in a black mesh body stocking were pretty scintillating too. But then that's what Prince and Sheila are all about. And when you're hot, you're hot.
Okay. I mean, I gotta use that. Like, this ain't no PTA meeting.
For sure.
Oh man, I gotta remember that one. I gotta remember that one.
Yes. Oh, I love this, Ricky, that you thought about Ohio players fop. And then Anna B to the rescue. A fop is a foolish or silly person. Thank you. Exactly, Chris Bournet. Yes, they did not do their research, as Sheila E is Mexican American, not Puerto Rican. Yes. All right, let's move on. So this is the ticket for the Rosemont, Illinois show. And it's essentially right outside Chicago. So I'm going to say Chicago moving forward. So the Chicago show. And this was for Sunday. And we've been seeing the tickets. This is, I think, an amazing
Cool
shot.
pick.
Cool pick. I don't know the photographer. So if
That's a dope pick.
Photographer, please.
That's worth oh man, I forget his name. Like 99 Art.
Yeah, yes,
Okay,
yes. Marco,
yeah. This like Marco, man, if you're out there, I don't know, you might want to add this one to your collection.
Yeah, it's really, really cool. I also like
your magic.
I like seeing the garter belt as well. It's just it's on his knee.
Oh, God, I see you. Oh, okay. I was like, where is that?
Yeah, it's right on his knee with like a little powder puff or whatever it is.
Okay.
It's a really cool shot. Love the shot.
It is. So where'd you find that?
It was given to me by someone who helps me.
And that would be a nice blow up of a poster. Like that would make a dope poster.
Yes.
Because he's in the moment. Like, man, I mean, you can just tell, like, say, whatever song it is, he's like in it. Like, he's in the moment. Like, right there. You can tell by his facial expression and everything.
Yeah, he's really into it. I love when Prince gets really into it, and you can tell for sure. Yeah, and let's see. Blake Brown is saying this should replace a single Purple Rain show pick that the media loves to use.
I swear.
Single article.
I swear, Blake Brown, man, you are right.
Yeah, I would love to know the photographer. So if anybody knows, and I want to just love sex. I love your comment. That article was fantastic. Thank you for saying so, because we were supposed to read it last week, but we ran out of time, and I was like, oh, we got so much to cover. But it's such a positive review because we haven't been getting a lot of those. And I love that you wrote that the writer transported me back to 1984 at that concert. Would you agree that descriptive writing is a lost form in this age of 2024? I personally agree. So yeah. Yes, Anna B. Anna B says, Ricky, you can use in line in your classroom.
Yes, I will. I sure will. I sure will. And some other places too.
So here's some more photos from the December 9th show. I don't know if it's the same photographer or different photographer. I don't know. So again, if anybody knows the photographer, please let us know. Love the right picture where, he's got his shirt off and you can tell he's into it. He's actually into it in all three of these photos, but the one to the right really pops for me.
Yeah, see, the one on the left is definitely the Around the World in a Day era when he had the, I don't know what that fluffy thing is, like what you would call that.
Yeah, Mr. Terry told me what it was, but I forgot what it's called. But yes,
that is definitely the fur. There's definitely the Around the World in a Day era look. He came out with the mink or whatever that is.
Yeah, he was transitioning.
He sure was.
Yeah, for sure. All right, let's see what we got. So So I have a couple articles that I want to read about two books that were released this week in 1984, according to the papers, at least. One of them is actually the very first Prince book that I ever bought, which was the Prince Inside the Purple Rain, REIGN by
Classic.
Green. Yes.
Classic.
Classic, yeah. And one of the reasons why I love this book when it first came out was that, again, I bought this in real time. It was for the Prince's birth certificate, which I don't know if you can see. I'm on the wrong page. I can't find where. Hold on. Why can't I give you guys? I guess it just doesn't want. There it goes. Something.
You
Yeah.
know,
See
you know,
part
and I'm
of
so glad you still have that because you let me borrow that back in high school. But I remember I never bought one, but every time I saw it, just I would just read it and then I memorize like what I read because it was just that rare of a gem to find, and it wasn't cheap back in the day.
Oh no, no, it wasn't for sure. It was like eight. It was $8.95.
Yeah, it was like
It was
$8.
it was more than a record.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, because the
Yeah.
records back then were $5.99, $6.99. And I love this comment from Chris Werner. Prince wearing the mink brings to mind Jimi Hendrix and the feather boa.
Oh, okay.
And Christina said, I just found that John Breen book at a used bookstore. That's
Yeah.
the thing.
I mean, if you find it, I would definitely grab that. Like that's definitely one.
Yeah,
It's
I
definitely
really do consider it. I need to figure out like which one got released first, but we'll see. So this is actually the press release for this book that they were kind of floating around. So I want to read just a little bit of it, not the entire thing. So it says one of the book's unique features is a long excerpt from Breen's first interview with Prince, a conversation that took place almost 6 years ago, which is, according to the author, prophetic and amazingly revealing. Bream also interviewed Prince's schoolmates and teachers, the people Prince has worked with, and Prince's mother. His book contains some rare photographs, including one of Prince with his junior high basketball team. And that's the first time we saw that
Mm-hmm.
picture. At
Yep.
least I did. It was in the John Bream book. And they have here that John Bream, pop music critic for the Minneapolis Star Tribune, who has been covering Prince for 8 years and is the only journalist to have done 2 live interviews with Prince, who no longer gives interviews, presents a personal portrait of the 26-year-old superstar in Prince. Inside the Purple Rain, a crash schedule book to be published by Collier with an on sale date of October 1st. I don't know if it came out in October, but these articles are popping up. So there's 2 articles that we're going to read. The other book, oh, and Tanya still has their copy as well.
Yeah. I mean, the thing I liked about that book was I think at the time it was very like in depth,
Mm-hmm. Yes.
and then I think it tells a story about. It might have been Kim Upshur. He has his girlfriend to knit him a hat like Sly Stone or
Mm.
something in that. It had very, like it had nice little tidbits that we didn't get then that's kind of commonplace now, but it wasn't like rehashing the same press stories you saw in other teeny bopper magazines.
Yeah, for sure. So the other book that came out around the same time was Prince by Stephen Ivory.
I remember that one.
Ricky, tell people, who is Stephen Ivory?
Stephen Ivory was the editor of Black Beat magazine.
That is correct.
And Black Beat magazine, I mean, believe it or not, was kind of like an Instagram, Facebook for, what I'm saying, African American artists,
Mhm.
back at the time. He they had nice coverages and nice articles
Yeah,
on
nice
Black Beat.
photos.
Yeah,
Always love the
they
photos.
always had dope photos, and they would like I remember like around this time while Prince was kind of flooding the news cycles of things, they'd have these great in-depth stories on like Vanity and like Jesse Johnson and other people from the area. It was really cool. Yeah, like Black Beat magazine was and it was dope.
Yeah, it really was. And I forgot, thank you, Kim, that Stephen Ivory was also the host of Radio
Radio
Scoop.
Scope, yeah. I wish he would archive those magazines or like the covers or something
Yeah,
because it
yeah,
would be interesting, man, to read now. Like I know, like years later, and he always I will give him this. He always did as far as Prince coverage, he always gave Prince his just due. Like he never stopped covering him, even on through like 91, like 92, and things like that.
yeah,
Up, I think up until the magazine stopped publication, he always had, what I'm saying, like good, like in depth Prince coverage. It was cool.
for sure. All right. So I'm going to read a little bit, not all of the article for this first one. And this is reviewed by Wayne Cox, and this is from the Minneapolis Star Tribune on December 9th. And so let's see. Wayne Cox says, Bream and Ivory, a writer for Black Beat magazine, each worked against the clock to produce biographies to sate the curiosity stirred by the critical acclaim and success of Purple Rain. Ivory was forced to rely on phone interviews from afar. Nonetheless, he acquitted himself well, at least on the standard by which many judge show business biographies. His is the more gossipy of the two. And then we're going to go towards the end. Bream's is an oversized coffee table edition with stunning performance photos, especially those by local photographers Greg Helgenson, which we've seen a lot of his photos over the past couple of years for What Did Prince Do This Week, and David Brewster and Mark Peterson. Ivory's pocketbook relies mainly on agency photos. Given the time constraints and Prince-imposed gag rules, their works do a good job of unmasking the secretive ruler of rock. Unfortunately, neither includes interviews with John L. Nelson, Prince's jazz musician, composer father, a subject obviously much on Prince's mind in his most recent work, but I doubt these will be the last biographies of this important artist. Prince is evidently at one with his times. Why shoot the messenger? I don't know what he means by that, but that's what he says. All right, so I'm going to move on to the next article that are about both of those books. Ricky, did you want to say something?
No.
Okay.
I mean, well, let me ask you, how is that Steve Ivory book? I've always wondered that. I never read that one.
I mean, to be honest, I never read it. Like that's one book that I haven't read. I mean, I just got it for the pictures at the time.
Understood.
So I do need to read it.
Those were the sellers back then, like the books that had the pictures.
Yeah,
right there in the middle. Yeah,
because let me show you. That actually,
there's some rare photos in that thing.
There's we've seen these photos now, but
yeah,
since it's Morris's, we celebrated Morris's birthday last week. It's nice, but there's like several. This is one of my favorite pictures in the book. One with Big Chick at the bottom.
Yeah. That one to the right was a highly circulated picture back in the day.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Of the birthday show.
Yeah, and this, obviously we've seen shots from the Purple Rain premiere.
Yeah.
Controversy. Yeah. And
yeah, those were rehashed a lot. 1999. Yep.
Yeah. So, and then got
the time. Yeah. Okay.
And more Purple Rain.
Yep. Okay. Yes, a lot of those were stuff that was circulating a lot back in the day.
But it has like Dez and Andre and and all of that. And it's always you've seen this one a lot, but I love that shot. Yeah. And then one of the things that I loved about John Bream's is that it basically has color photos like in the center, which I thought was very cool at the time. So like there's this, you can't really see what I'm seeing, but yeah, kind of, let me see if I can find a good spread to share. I always love this photo. I mean, because, I'm a controversy girl.
Poster blow up.
Yeah, it's all about controversy for me. I really wish I could get a really good picture of him, in this P-Funk flag.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah.
This is also Apocalypse.
I do remember that. Yeah.
Can't seem to work what I'm doing. Yeah, so I love this book. Yes, Stephen Ivory has been in many episodes of Unsung.
Yeah, he has.
I love Blade Brown said 80% sure that I checked that out from my school library. What are you talking about?
Why your school library had that? That's wow.
Yes, and see,
our school library wouldn't have had that in about a week. Somebody would have lifted that thing.
Yeah, and K Cool Music said correspondent Stephen Ivory, cool dude. I don't know Stephen Ivory, but it seems like he would be a very cool dude. So thank you. And okay, Kim said, I'm thinking Kim is referring to the Stephen Ivory book. It was really good. I reread it a couple times, lost it in a move. Yes. All right. So let's get to the next article about these two books. This one was a little bit more in depth. So this is called Writers Haven't a Clue About the Real Prince by Ken Tucker. We've read him before. And I'm curious to know, especially for those of you who have read both of these books, or at least one of the books, if you agree with what he's writing here. So lately, there has been a deluge of disinformation about Prince, the rock singer, songwriter, and sex symbol. Prince hasn't granted an interview in 3 years, but writers have scoured the young star's native Minneapolis to interview every old buddy or acquaintance with an axe to grind, in a sudden frenzy of what might be called media lust. No matter that many of these sources contradict each other or volunteer anecdotes that sound patently false, when a pop phenomenon hits, the media must have the requisite number of chatty quotes and exclusive interviews. Two new books attempt to capitalize on this hunger: John Bream's Prince Inside the Purple Rain and Stephen Ivory's Prince. The former is getting more attention because it contains what is being billed as Prince's first one-on-one interview conducted 6 years ago. Prince Inside the Purple Rain is very relatively speaking the class act of the pair. Bream marshals his facts concisely and speaks with authority about Prince's early career position in the Minneapolis rock scene. Since Bream is the rock critic for the Minneapolis Star and Tribune, this is only to be expected. Ivory's book, which contains no firsthand information about Prince, is an illiterate hack job. Describing a visit by Prince to a Los Angeles nightclub, Ivory writes, the DJ played James Brown's Body Heat. The heat hit Prince's body. He wanted to dance. He slowly rose and moved toward a Eurasian beauty with long dark hair who had been looking at Prince with incredible curiosity. He grabbed her by the hand and took her out on the dance floor. Prince was rocking. The crowd was watching. The reader was dozing. Neither Bream nor Ivory attempts even the most rudimentary critical analysis of Prince's music. They signed up to write fan books, and fan books are what you get. What gets lost in the hype surrounding Prince, the ceaseless quest to find out what he's really like, as if this could be ascertained by talking to his old school chums and band members, is his music. For example, isn't it interesting to realize that in the last few albums, Prince has been prophesying an imminent end to the world? That's what the Armageddon imagery of the song Purple Rain is about, folks. And if 3 years ago, Prince was hopeful enough to write a song called Ronnie Talk to Russia, you never heard that one on rock radio stations, of course, too controversial. A year later, he was dreaming of Judgment Day in the title song of 1999. And he quotes the lyrics from 1999, which I'm not going to read. Prince's, let's see. Some people find the explicit sexual details in Prince's music disturbing. I worry that this fellow is so lacking in hope that he not only believes we're all going to die a nuclear death, but he's rather looking forward to it. In this context, I take Prince's obsessive sexual discourses as an encouraging sign. At least he's interested in living for something. For all his flamboyance, Prince seems genuinely interested in keeping coverage of his music limited to just that, his music. When Barbara Grostark scored the last to-date interview with Prince, published in the September 1983 issue of Musician magazine, she noted that he turned to her in the midst of a rambling story about his family and said, I don't know why I'm telling you all this. It's not that Prince is unduly modest, quite the opposite. In Purple Rain, the singer's first movie and one of the year's biggest box office hits, he is rarely off camera, batting his eyelashes and heaving his scrawny chest in an apparently very successful attempt to drive his fans crazy with adoration. But Prince's manipulation of the press is far more subtle than, say, Michael Jackson's. For all his music talents, Jackson's regular forays into the real world are invariably coy mega events. Look, there's Michael in a big fedora. He probably thinks we don't recognize him behind those sunglasses wearing that red spangled drum major's outfit. Eek. Michael, give us your autograph. It took the mainstream media a heck of a long time with Prince. Why should this be? After all, the man has been making successful albums since 1978. He has been placing his singles on the pop chart since 1982's Little Red Corvette. The most obvious answer is, of course, simple racism. Most magazines and TV shows do not smother you with coverage if your album is number one on the Billboard Black Music Chart. You have to be on the pop charts before they'll give you the time of day. Even then, it's an uphill battle. For example, MTV, cable's television's most influential rock video service, didn't begin screening Prince videos until the demand was overwhelming. One result of this is that Prince's best pre-superstar music is unknown to his new fans. As exciting as Prince's music was on Purple Rain, on 1982's 1999, and on 1981's Controversy, his finest album, the one that contains his most daring and compelling music, remains 1980's Dirty Mind, a still impressive, still shocking album about love and sex, unmarred by Prince's apocalyptic ramblings. Reviews of Prince's current tour suggest that he isn't playing much from Dirty Mind. With the common sense of a businessman, he is playing his fans. He is plying his fans with Purple Rain music and hit singles. Let's hope that his current success and the attendant pressure to make himself accessible to his audience and the media don't kill his admirable desire to make provocative music in the future. Now, I think this is a pretty balanced review with some harsh language, obviously. But the one thing I really disagree with is that he says that Prince not only believes we're all going to die a nuclear death, but he's rather looking forward to it.
Yeah.
I never got that sense.
First of all, what was that early part you said? Like, was it like deluge or something you said? It's something it's something like the first part of the article. You deluge.
It says there has been a deluge of disinformation
Yeah,
about Prince.
a deluge. I don't know why that made me chuckle. I was like, okay, they really gonna make someone go to a dictionary, man, look that up.
Yeah.
But yeah, like that, it wasn't like a total negative article, but it wasn't like totally over the top. You know what I'm saying? Like over the moon with him either. It was kind of, I don't know if it was kind of midway. Like some stuff, I kind of agree with some stuff. I was kind of like, yeah. The thing about the nuclear part, I was kind of like, I didn't get that either, but okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it was 84, and people were kind of clamoring about Nostradamus and things like that. So I could see why that person might think he may have be thinking that, but yeah.
Yeah, I agree with Chris Barnett and saying that it's really the end may be near, but let's get the most out of life until then. That's definitely the message that I got. So yeah, LTK, if we're going to die, I'd rather dance my life, is making the best out of a situation, not wishing for death to come. Funny how people interpret lyrics differently.
Yep.
Or missed it for sure. For sure. I mean, I do think, one of the things I obviously agree with is he said that Controversy was his finest album. So
yeah, I figured you were like that. I mean, I heard that. I mean, at first I thought you just threw that in there. I said, did she just throw that in there?
No. No, that's actually in there. He's his finest album. So, I had to read that because it's so rare to hear someone talk about Controversy in that way, and to hear it in real time was just really awesome. Okay.
It'll be, you know what? I will agree with you on this. It would be cool to get a Controversy Sessions book like the Purple Rain book. Like, I think that would be very, very interesting.
Yeah, it would. And Duane is like, he's actually choosing between going before or after, but I really want to go after. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and Controversy is my favorite album, but it's just I just really want the next book that in sequence.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. So yes, LTK. That's right. He got something right. That's right. And let's see. Yes, we miss Lee. Yes.
I mean, it's funny because this was around the time he was getting a lot of MTV play, but they would never play like videos pre like 1999. whereas BET would show like Dirty Mind, Uptown, controversy, like sexuality and all that type stuff. So that's kind of interesting.
Yes. Chris Bournet, pretty much. Yeah, I mean, and obviously the studio engineers. All right, so let's move forward because we got a lot to go. Um, let's see. So I just wanted to show this because I thought it was pretty cool that you could buy any digital compact disc player and receive 2 free tickets to the Prince concert. So this is from the Star Tribune. Obviously, they don't have the price
I'm
of.
about to say how much how much was a compact disc player back then? I know it was a lot. I know it was a lot.
Yeah, I'm sure, but that's pretty cool at Audio Innovations, this Twin
Yeah.
Cities digital audio leader.
If you
So
if you had a compact disc player, man, in '84, you had like what, two CDs maybe out at that time. What, what, it wasn't like the conversion had like taken place. It was literally
yeah,
like
I
that's
didn't even think
wild.
about that, Ricky. You're absolutely right. Yeah,
Cause man, it wasn't, yeah, like it was very rare. Like I'm trying to remember what when was like around the world in a day, like the first time I think Prince shipped with albums, man, cassettes, CDs.
I remember the Around the Roll in a Day long box for sure.
Yeah, yeah, I do remember that too. Okay, so yeah, so like you thinking maybe 85 ish. So it was like another year before they kind of started to do that. Okay.
I think so. So can someone correct us? Because I don't remember Purple Rain on CD in '84. That just
Yeah, I don't remember seeing long boxes at all. I
yeah,
do remember seeing it for, I know, for Around the World in a
Roll in
Day.
a Day. Yeah.
Yes, I think that's when they yeah, it might have been 85 because I really don't, yeah, because even because I remember yeah, like CDs, that was just like, whoo, a compact disc player.
So, hello, Barbara Y. I'm glad you're having a family day at the aquarium. Get back to your family. Let's see. Okay. Christina says, I worked at a record store then. I think we had 3 CDs for.
See, yeah, see, I mean, it was very limited. I mean, it wasn't until maybe like say like the new year that people that the record companies was like, all right, next go around or say whatever release, because they certainly weren't going back and doing old stuff yet.
It makes me wonder, like, what was actually the first CD that was released? I would just love to know that if anybody knows. All
Yeah.
right. So, we're going to move on to Monday, December 10th. And D68A has blessed
Well,
us with this show, so you can check it out, and it is in the accompanying playlist on my YouTube channel. Just go to my YouTube channel, go all the way down at the bottom. Oh wow, so it
more
was
cool
Billy
picks.
Idol. So LTK is saying that the first CD was Billy Idol.
Oh,
Huh,
Rebel Yell.
interesting.
That's, yeah, that is
Okay,
okay.
all right. All right, and then this is another really fantastic photo. I love this.
Yeah.
And this is by Richard E. Aaron, also from the the Monday show in Chicago. And Lee Christian is saying maybe Billy Joel.
Oh, okay.
So Billy, one of the Billies.
One of the Billies.
Oh, okay. So TP asked, I can't say their name. So thank you, TP, and said the first CD release was Billy Joel, 52nd Street. Hmm.
Wow.
Nice. Okay, that makes more sense. I was like, Billy Idol. I was like, that's impressive, but Billy Joel makes more sense. Okay. Thank you,
Yeah.
TP.
Yeah, see, because I do remember, like, for a long time, I guess I don't know if sales form I know were low, but you know, like one of the enticing things to get them was that you always got something bonus. Like it was like a bonus song or something was always included that wouldn't be on the album or like cassette or something. Because Michael Jackson did that with Bad. Like Leave Me Alone was like a bonus track if you bought the CD,
Mm.
and that became some of the things for, like, you know, some of the selling points for buying CDs was like, I know you get a bonus with it, but. Okay.
Yeah, so I love this photo, and this is a photo that appeared in the Chicago Sun-Times. And the photo was taken by Bob Black, who was actually the first Black photographer for the Chicago Sun-Times. And one of the reasons why I love this photo is because to me, I personally see more Michael Jackson than I see Prince. But the guy in the middle has on Prince buttons, and
Mm.
Prince buttons were a thing. I had literally 100 Prince
I'm
buttons.
about to say you've been very modest if you.
Yes,
I'm about to say I do remember that you being very modest, not to
yes.
mention 100 vanity and like Apollonia buttons too. So
Yeah, yeah. So I used to wear them to high school on my blue jean jacket,
I
and
mean, uh,
they were
uh,
$1 a pop. So they were actually pretty
mm,
expensive back then.
yeah. So you know what's funny? I never shared this, but that because I came to the school like middle of the year, like ninth grade, and I remember seeing you with those buttons, and I was like, man, okay, there's somebody here that like Prince, I guess as much as I do.
Okay, so Laura says they're standing by their opinion that the beaded jacket was inspired by controversy. Hmm. All right, KMS 1984. We were aligned. We wore our Prince buttons to school every day. That's for sure. Oh, all the jean jackets with buttons represent.
Man,
That's
so you
right.
still have your buttons, D'Angelo?
I do. They're at my mom's house, and she
Okay.
threatens to sell them because
You might you might
yeah,
want to bring them. Okay, bring them back over your Christmas break. Just go ahead and wear that
yeah,
jacket.
yeah. I still have my Rude Boy button. Actually, I had it on my jacket, but I took it off. But yeah, I have it.
You need to wear your
Yeah,
jacket when you talk about your show experience. You need to wear your jacket that day. You need to wear all your buttons.
yeah. Tanya says still rocks.
Man, those buttons are probably like $35 a piece now, or probably even more.
Yeah, for sure. And I love this. Prince buttons were the thing in the junior high school, especially I love insert name for sure. Yeah. Yeah, so maybe I should, Ricky. So my mom would be thrilled because
Yeah,
she'll get more space in one of her closets.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, no, you should though. I mean, like I'm sure everyone would love to see your jacket, like like see the buttons that you.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. So I will do that, Ricky. And
Yeah,
like I said, my mom actually has been talking about it. Like it's been in her closet for decades. Okay.
yeah.
So fifth Prince concert here sells out again. I went to the Atlanta show, so you're going to be hearing, unfortunately, a lot about the Atlanta show. So the announcement of a fifth Prince concert in Atlanta sent the rock star's fans scurrying for tickets to the Omni and Totals Records and Tape stores Sunday afternoon. Remember last week we talked about there were 4 dates that were sold and
Hmm.
got crashed in and all that. So more than 16,000 tickets for the rock music superstars January 8th show announced at 4:30 p.m. Sunday went on sale at 6 p.m. and were sold out within 45 minutes. I'm
Wow.
not surprised the show sold out so fast.
Me
Said
neither.
WVEE radio disc jockey Ray Boyd.
Ray boy.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
He scheduled 3 concerts in Detroit and did 7 and did about the same in Chicago. 2 shows originally were scheduled for Atlanta, but fans gobbled up tickets so fast that 2 more shows were quickly arranged. More than 65,000 tickets sold in just 4.5 hours on December 1st. Boyd said that until recently, Prince had not received the public notice he deserved and was overshadowed by other pop music performers such as Michael Jackson and the Police. But people in the radio business have known his pull for a long time.
Yep, that sounds about right.
Yeah, and let's see. So Tanya's saying I would purchase my buttons from Commander Salamander, the same store that Andre Simone purchased his clear pants. All
Interesting.
right. I love that.
I got my buttons from Spencer. You remember
Yeah,
Spencer's in
yeah.
the mall?
Oh yes, I don't remember a lot. I remember Spencer's. I went in that store all of the time.
Yeah, I should stay in Spencer's too. Yeah, I got my buttons from Spencer's.
Yeah.
Spencer's or like Music Land or Turtles or Peaches or something, but mostly
Yeah.
Spencer. Yeah.
And so let's see. My mom bought me the "Take Me With You" jacket, but I was too scared to wear it to high school. One dude wear the frilly shirt and got the massive verbal beat down. So just wear it in private. Yeah, those were different times.
Beat down because they wore the shirt, or beat down trying to get the shirt, or
Yeah, yeah. Spencer's every mall trip.
yep.
Yes, yes. Ah, nice. It was a punk store in Georgetown, DC. Commander Salamander. And Nick Felden, I also see the Beat It jacket. That's the
Oh
reason
yeah,
when
the
I
guy in the middle.
yeah, the guy in the middle. So I was like, this looks more like Michael Jackson than Prince, but he does have on his Prince buttons and stuff.
Now, is that guy on the left? Is he wearing a ruffled shirt? Or was supposed to be a ruffle? I mean, the guy on the right. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the one on the right is definitely wearing a ruffled shirt for
Okay.
sure. Yeah. I don't know what the guy on the left is wearing that's related. Like they both have like cummerbunds on, if I'm saying that correctly.
Yeah.
But I don't know see where it's related to Prince. Like even the gloves reminds me of Michael Jackson. Like, the I don't know. So it's I love this photo though. Um
Chris Bournet, man, I see the comment. That's funny. I'm gonna wait till you get to it, D'Angelo.
okay, I wanted to dress and finish dirty sharply.
Hey, you know what's? Oh man, well, uh, it's funny because you see him in the pajamas, and I remember in college having like pajama parties.
Mm,
Like my fraternity and other fraternities and organizations have like my pajama parties. But that was, I always thought that was a nice little nod. I was like, you know what? I wonder if they know that, like a band did this prior to this. So
yeah, and see KMS 1984 got my buttons at the record store or Turtles. And then Kim, you're absolutely correct. They are actually dressed more like breakers,
yeah.
like break dancers for sure. I also see
I
that.
mean, I will give the guy on to the left this. He does his hat. If he had tilted it, it would, and he had a little lace thing on it.
Yeah,
It would look like the When Doves Cry hat. I
it
will give him that.
that is correct. Yes, and actually, we know at least the one on the left is Maurice Helmer, and the one in the middle is Jeff Knew Somebody. It got cut off, and the one to the right is Vince Manella.
Okay.
So, yeah, awesome. Okay, so let's move
Verbal
forward.
beat down wearing a shirt. Poor kid. Oh yeah, that's messed up.
Okay, so this was released on the Green on December 10th, 1984, about the Gallaudet show for the deaf. And I want to read, and I thought this was like really awesome. So I'm going to read from it because it's very, very touching. And I think it warrants us to hear about it. So the caption on the picture says Prince signs "I love you" to the audience after MSFD senior Terry Lynn Theriot presented him an "I love you" card. And then the header is Prince electrifies 2500 at concert. Gallaudet freshman William Byrd arrived at the field house at 9:30 in the morning. When the doors opened several hours later, he was the first of a steady stream of purple attired students to fill the building for the November 29th Prince concert on campus. I had to see Prince, Byrd said after the 1 hour concert by one of the biggest rock stars today. It was massive, it was awesome, it was worth it. Prince, who sold out all 7 of his concerts at the Capitol Center in Largo, Maryland, came to Gallaudet to give a free performance for students from the college, MSSD, KDES, and special education students from Washington, D.C. public schools. Prince personally wanted to do this show. Prince personally wanted to do this show. Oh, I said it twice. Said Carol Kirkendall of G Street Express, which promoted the Washington area appearance of Prince. However, one stipulation in giving the performance at Gallaudet was that there be no pre-concert publicity. Gallaudet was chosen as the site for the concert because the field house is both accessible to persons with mobility impairments and can seat 2,500. Gallaudet worked with G Street Express and Prince's managers in coordinating the concert. And on the day of the concert, Prince t-shirts, Prince posters, and purple were the order of the day. a salute to the star of the movie Purple Rain, who lives in a purple house and wore a purple lame trench coat during part of the performance. Shortly before the concert began, the students chanted, we want Prince," clapping their hands and stomping their feet as they did. When Prince, dressed in a psychedelic crushed velvet Edwardian suit, emerged on stage behind a screen of smoke, the students clapped their hands and swayed in their seats to Let's Go Crazy. Prince followed that with about a dozen more songs and melodies, including 1999, Delirious, When Doves Cry, Free, and Little Corvette. That's what they wrote. Toward the end of the performance, Joan Lee, wife of Gallaudet President Jerry C. Lee, welcomed Prince to Gallaudet, thanked him for coming, and called him a new friend of Gallaudet's. Lana Lewis, love alliterative names, I love that name, Lana Lewis, who works at the Gallaudet bookstore, then presented the musician with a purple and white Gallaudet shirt and 3 songs written by a Gallaudet student who was about to join a rock band when he lost his hearing. While he no longer performs music, he is trying his hand at songwriting, Lewis explained. Austin Chandler, a junior at MSSD, presented Prince with a white enamel. Hold on, I have to go to the next page and I'll show you what I'm reading. This is what the next page looks like, and that's that bit on the right. Give me 1 second. So, guitar design with the school's general shop class. So, oh wow, that's so incredible. So Austin Chandler, junior at MSSD, presented Prince with a white enamel guitar designed within the school's general shop classes under the direction of MSSD teacher Alice Newkirk. The guitar, inscribed with the words "To Prince, Gallaudet's Glory Also," is a replica of a guitar given to him by his girlfriend in the film Purple Rain. MSSD senior Terry Lynn Theriot explained the gift she was about to present to Prince, saying, "It's not a big gift, but it's not a small gift. It means a lot to us." With that, she gave him a lavender card in the hand shape of "I love you," which included a handwritten description of its meaning and a thank you to Prince for coming to Gallaudet. Prince gazed at the card, then flashed the "I love you" sign to the audience. As he concluded his performance with Purple Rain, students in the audience waved and flashed "I love you" signs to him. Leaving the stage, he walked over to a microphone and said, "Thank you very much. I'll never forget this as long as I live." Following the concert, Frank Carter, a student with a profound hearing loss, and his music teachers Howard Schlepper and Karen Simachek offered their recorded rendition of Prince songs. Mementos were also prepared for Prince's band Revolution. The mementos included tins of hand-dipped chocolate-covered strawberries.
Interesting. That's a very nice gesture, man, to give them a guitar replica.
Yeah, yes, yes. And also, I love that Prince said that, that this would be a moment that he would never forget. So I thought it was really important to share that. And
Yeah.
this is actually something that they posted later. Um, and you can see how many students were in the audience. So again, it was about 2,500. But I
Wow.
just
Okay.
love seeing this image of them. And here's some photos from the performance. And I always love seeing the hands reaching out to Prince. This is another one where Prince's own hand is up in the air, which is a cool shot.
Yeah.
And
I, I mean, the thing I always loved about this story was the fact that he went and, gave them the show full throttle. Like he just didn't go and just, play a couple of tunes. Okay, yeah, I'm out. Like he did the full show, full blast, and didn't, downshift gears or anything.
yeah, and then he also did another concert that very same night. So
Yeah.
that
So,
was really incredible.
you know, I thought that was just, you know, missed at that time. You're hearing the negative stories about him, but then you hear, something like this, and you're just like, man, say, he could have easily just, shown up and walked around, took some pictures and left, but he did a full show, like, and then pulled back. I always thought that was very admirable of him.
Yeah, for sure. And you can see just, like they're loving it. I love this shot from the same show. And this is like the larger not
Yeah,
cropped image from the one that's in their newspaper.
I like TK's comment.
See, pop up say stay in school, kids. Yeah. No,
Yeah,
he didn't do that. He gave them more than that for sure. That's was so great. All right, so let's get back to Chicago. All right, we're doing pretty good on time so far. All right, so this is from the Austin American Statesman, and this is called "Reigning Princess Austin Concert Breaks New Ground." And get myself situated here. All right, so the caption says Princeton has banned the revolution of causing a revolution at the Irwin Center, where they will be the first group to play a two-night set January 29th and 30th. Baby, he's a star. All this craziness started last Thursday afternoon. Ricky, do you mind muting yourself just while I'm reading? When I received a call from Claire Nyland, one of the publicists at the Frank Irwin Center, could I, she asked, get my hands on an 8 by 10 glossy photograph of Prince Rogers Nelson? Yes, I said. I suppose I could, but why would the Irwin Center be interested in such an item? Oh, no particular reason, Nyland replied. We just might need one soon. Sure, I said. Right. The next morning, the phone was ringing when I got into the office. The Irwin Center had booked Prince of the Revolution and Sheila E. for 2 nights in Austin at 8 p.m. January 29th and 30th. Imagine my surprise. In keeping with the magnitude of the Purple Rain Tour, this will mark the Irwin Center's first foray into 2 night bookings. The tour requires 12 semi trailers to move the show from town to town, so the idea of a night in San Antonio and a night in Austin was ruled out, and instead the Irwin Center booked the show for 2 performances. The Irwin Center has set a limit of 12 tickets for both shows for potential ticket buyers, and judging by the people that began lining up for Visa bans seconds after the announcement of their availability Friday, the demand will be massive. We all know that tickets are $17.50 and $15, and blocks of tickets also would be for sale in San Antonio, San Marcos, and Fort Hood. As of this writing, with the Jacksons tour, remember them, having faded into history with 6 sold-out shows at Dodger Stadium in Los Angeles, and Bruce Springsteen on holiday break before heading for Europe and the Far East, Prince is without question the hottest ticket on the tour circuit. His new single, I Would Die For You, seems destined to follow When Doves Cry, Let's Go Crazy, and Purple Rain up the charts. Not even some really rotten concert footage premiered last week on MTV. I want to hear about that from you, Ricky, when I finish reading. But he says not even some really rotten concert footage premiered last week on MTV can diminish people's enthusiasm for the kid. Right now, Prince could probably get Fritz Mondale's old seat in Congress if he happened to fancy it. The fact that Prince is playing 2 shows in Austin is a dramatic turnabout for both the Irwin Center and the Austin concert market. 2 years ago, the managements of both Prince and Culture Club passed on booking Austin dates. The reason stated by both parties was that Austin was perceived as a secondary market and in any case was more receptive to country and light pop acts than to urban or avant-garde groups. Those days and those outdated attitudes happily seem to be gone forever. And while we're on the subject, the kids Foyle and Purple Rain, ex-timekeeper Morris Day has just signed a 3-picture deal with 20th Century Fox. That's fine, but Fox missed the boat if they didn't also sign Jerome Benton, who nearly stole the show as Day's on-stage valet. So,
yeah. That jab about the what they say not so glamorous stage footage or something.
yeah,
Was it?
let me see. Let me make sure I get their right. Where is it? I can't find it. Premier. Let's see. He says not even some really rotten concert footage.
I wanted they're talking about the "Baby I'm a Star." I mean, I would die for you video.
Yeah, I think so. I think
Okay,
it has to be right.
yeah, that's because they said premiere.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's interesting. Of all the in all my years, I've never heard like anybody, so not even people who who like, aren't Prince fans call it that.
Yeah.
Um,
I was shocked by that, to be honest.
yeah, I have to ask, well, like, what are you comparing that to at the time? Like, what are you? Because clearly, no other act then was kind of generating that much excitement like on stage. I mean, like I mean, not not factoring in just the crowd participation, but just the whole performance itself. I was like what are you, like what are you like? I mean, measuring that up against because nobody else was doing that. I mean, he was singing and dancing and playing the piano and all this other stuff. Like even if it's not your favorite song off Purple Rain, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you still got to give it to it. Like, wow, that was, like pretty great. I mean, delivery of those tunes. So
Yeah, for sure. And I just saw Chris Burnett. It's not the Take Me With You for sure because that was 85.
yeah, that was later.
Yeah, so I think they're really referencing the "I Would Die for You, Baby."
I mean, you know what? I okay. I know what I'll say. I think people who like dislike it, they like dislike the length because it's
Mhm.
long.
Yeah, it is long, but people they like long stuff back then.
Yeah, but
That's a different
I
time.
mean, yeah, but like I think the people that like and are criticizing it, they're criticizing like the length. You know what I'm saying? Not so much because I can't think of anything like what are you like knocking? Like it's not like as far as we could tell, I know the band missed cues or like the lights weren't working. Like no pyrotechnics. You know what I'm saying? I mean, so it was just straight driving funk. I mean, so like, what is it that's rotten about it? You know?
I don't know. I was like, did we see the same footage? Like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, but like I am aware that people can see the same thing
yeah,
and
I
get
have different opinions.
like two different views. But I would have to ask that person in like, what are you? But
I'm sorry. I love this comment from LTK. He said he was all over the place. One moment he's on top of the piano, next minute he's shimmying in heels, but that's what makes it good.
yeah, like I mean, because you have to admit, I mean, it's up until that point we had never heard those songs been delivered that way. We only kept hearing say the album and what you saw like in the movie. This was totally different, like and with both songs. So either even if you didn't like it, I mean, you couldn't deny that it was captivating.
Yeah, at least I thought it was for sure. So I love this question from TP because I don't know, like what happened with that picture deal for Morris. And but the one thing I do like about this article is that and I don't know who wrote this because it doesn't say, but I like that they said that Jerome should have also gotten a deal if Morris got one.
Morris did do a he was in the Richard Pryor movie Moving.
Oh, I
So
didn't know that.
yep, he makes a co-starring role in that. Him and Stacey Dash, because Stacey Dash plays like Richard Pryor's daughter.
Huh.
Um,
Okay.
and he's in that, and that came out 85, late 85. So, um, that may have been part of like one of those three picture things that he had to do.
Yeah, it probably was. We have to go back and see if it was 20th Century Fox
Yeah,
moving. Or if somebody can do their Googles real quick, look up moving and see if it's 20th Century Fox to see maybe that was part of it for sure. All right, and let's see what we have next up. All right, so again, about the Omni, and this has a lot of information in it. So I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I think it's important just to set the context of how much Purple Rain, the Purple Rain tour was just such a hot ticket. So this is Princess of Rain sets Omni ticket records by Russ DeVault. DeVault. Prince has been setting records as a rock sensation around the country in album sales, ticket mania, and sold out concerts. when he comes to Atlanta for 5 sold out concerts, January 3rd, 4th, 6th, 7th, and 8th, he will set a number of records at the Omni. Never before has an Omni performer been booked for as many as 5 shows, nor have they been any previous shows that sold out so quickly. Bob Williams, the Omni's director of marketing, said Monday that there are no plans for more than those 5 concerts. The heavy metal rock group Kiss is scheduled to play at the Omni January 9th, which is the following day after Prince's last night at the Omni. The night after the run of Prince's concerts closes. The Omni also is unavailable January 5th because of an Atlanta Hawks game. Precise figures were not available, but somewhere between 15 and 16,000 tickets were sold for each Prince show. That means that in Atlanta, more than 75,000 people will see Prince and the Revolution and opening act Sheila E, and they will have paid more than $1.2 million to do so, and this is in 1984. Again, 75,000 people, $1.2 million. Both the attendance and receipts figures will be Omni records, as will the number of shows done by Prince. And then it goes on to say Prince opened his tour in Detroit November 4th and did 7 sold-out shows in the Joe Louis Arena, there for 140,000 fans. He went on to 7 more sold-out shows for a total of 131,000 people in Washington, D.C., starting November 18th. Several performers have done 2 shows on consecutive nights in the Omni, which has a maximum capacity of about 17,000, but only the late Elvis Presley in 1976 and Detroit area rock and roller Bob Seger in 1983 have done as many as 3. Neither Presley nor Seger approached the attendance and receipts figures Prince will have, despite a stage configuration that prevents the Omni from operating at maximum capacity.
Interesting.
Yes. So I thought it was really important. Hey, Big Sexy, it's so great to have you here. I just wanted to say I absolutely love the review you and Michael did for the Diamonds and Pearls box set. It was hilarious. I died laughing. So thank you and I can't wait for part 2. And I think you're hopefully recording that very soon because can't wait. So do you know about this, Ricky, of Man Ray having a deal to play detectives in a show?
That I don't know. I do remember the TV show like New Attitude.
Yeah.
And he did a pilot with Tisha Campbell and Uncle Phil from Fresh Prince, where he was like a record company exec, and he was trying to sign like Tisha Campbell. That's probably floating around say, on YouTube. I think I've seen it there, but I forget the name of the pilot. But yeah, I don't remember them or reading about them having to do he and Morris and Jerome having to do a film playing like detectives or something like that. So
Yeah.
that's interesting.
So
I mean, I do remember that story about him getting say the 3 picture deal, and like like all of us at that time, we probably just say we're waiting, and then after a while, like when it didn't happen, we didn't, we just kind of just moved on and didn't think anything about it. But I do remember that.
yeah. So Christina said movie was distributed by Warner Brothers,
Mm.
not 20th Century Fox. So and it came out in '88. I don't remember moving at all, so I gotta look that up.
Yeah, it's not one of Richard Pryor's best movies.
Yeah. And I love this comment. I wonder if they would have done 1 or 2 more shows if it wasn't for other acts being scheduled. And then Chris Bournet says, I bet the Purple Tour had taken place in the summer. Prince could have played huge. I'm actually glad that I don't like the sound of stadium shows. I'm a audio snob in that regard. So like,
What's funny? It dawned on me years ago. Prince always toured during the wintertime, I guess to keep him from Minneapolis and deal with all that snow. Because all his tours were always during the winter months. And then right when spring was about to start, he'd be back. Okay, yeah, it's time to go back home now. But he always was away from home during say the winter months.
I never thought about that, but I think you're absolutely correct, Ricky. That sounds about right. And then Vanessa saying, I recently learned that The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air was based upon a pilot that was meant for Morris Day. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Interesting.
Okay. All right. So we are at Wednesday, December 12th, and it's Sheila E's birthday party. And Ricky, do you mind? It should be super short. Wednesday, December 12th, 1984. It's just like 2 sentences, if you don't mind reading that. So I'm
Yeah.
not reading all the time.
Yep. Hold on just one moment. If mine has it. I don't have anything for mine for like December 12th. Mine goes to like December 14th.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I'll read it then. Oh,
Sorry.
so much for wishing. Okay. So it's really quick. So again, Sheila E's birthday party, venue, the Park West, Chicago, capacity unknown, invitation only. On a day off during his 5-night stay at the Rosemont, Prince threw a private party for Sheila's birthday. He gave a solo piano performance that included a slowed down rendition of Noon Rendezvous. All right. And let's see. I think I got a couple things. Oh, so this was I think it's in the Chicago Tribune. But it says Prince reportedly is planning to spend his Wednesday night off at a private birthday party for Sheila E. So that actually made it in the newspaper, which I thought was interesting. How did it get in the newspaper so quick? And then here are some tickets that you can see for the party. And it says you are invited to a birthday party, celebrate the glamorous life of Sheila E. You can see Wednesday, December 12th, 9 p.m. And again, this is invitation only, so you don't have to pay for these tickets. So it's great to see it. And then we are going to move on. Oh, wow. Thank you, Big Sexy, for letting us know that part 2 is done. So I can't wait for it to be released on Patreon. Okay, so K Cool Music is saying that Will Smith auditioned for Fresh Prince using a Morris Day pilot script. Nice. All right, we're actually doing pretty good on time, Kim. I think we'll see. And then, but thank you for the time. Let's see. Yes. All right. So let's move forward with Thursday, December 13th. You can see these Ticketron tickets. We've been seeing a lot of blue ones, but there's this black and red one. Just see something a little different. And I'm going to read this very interesting article, and you'll understand why, from Berkshire Eagle from Pittsville, Massachusetts. Okay, so here we go. Even kings have trouble, and this is by Milton R. Bass, The Lively World. Even kings have trouble living like kings today. What you really want to do is live like Prince with a capital P. You'll notice I didn't say like a prince with a lowercase p. I said Prince. Prince is the present king of pop, funk, rock, and I write this in full knowledge of a young man named Michael Jackson, whose seemingly perpetual concerts finally ended this week. For one reason or another, the final Jackson concerts did not sell out this past month. Up to now, the most demands I ever heard of were made by Yul Brynner once his King and I production achieved beatification throughout the country. All the promoters have known the past 5 years that they will make money with Yul Brynner, so they willingly painted his dressing room suite the brown color he likes and installed kitchens for the preparation of the foods he liked and furniture that he preferred and anything else he wanted. Many felt that Brynner could no longer tell the difference between his stage role as the Emperor of Siam and real life. But these are all people who will do anything for money. I recently saw in Variety a list of the requirements Prince made when he gave 3 concerts in Greensboro, North Carolina. First of all, the promoter had to come up with 45,000 chrysanthemum. I can't even say that word. Incarnation.
Chrysanthemums.
Thank you. And 15,000 of which were shot into the audience at each show from an air compression cannon. The florist bill came to $9,000 for the flowers alone. In addition, exotic flowers that had to be imported from Holland and southern Africa were required for the three dressing rooms and the areas where the troupe were to eat. And for the three changing rooms near the stage, there had to be a lavender rose and a vase next to a candle. For Prince's own dressing room, there had to be a navy blue couch with bird designs in the fabric, a Queen Anne style chair in the same fabric, and two mauve colored chairs. And Prince's suite at the motel, there had to be a grand piano and one of those big candy machines. Rock stars like to eat well, and promoters are required to cater the most elaborate buffets for both before and after the concerts. Prince's group requested healthy things like bottled spring water, herbal teas, fruit juices, and fresh fruits and vegetables. On the other side of the coin, there had to be in Prince's dressing room platters of nacho Doritos, chocolate chip cookies without nuts, a container of Orville Redenbacher popcorn, a bottle of NyQuil cough medicine, assorted boxes with Hall's cough drops, and two chilled bottles of semi-dry white wine.
That's an interesting lineup.
Yes.
Yeah. When they had me when they got to the NyQuil, I was like, wait a minute now, hold on.
Well, you don't know. Somebody could have had.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, like NyQuil was the cough medicine of like the day. Like that was, it was a thing. Also, small note, I know the chrysanthemum is my fraternity's flower. That's how I knew I was.
Oh,
So, so when you said purple, I was like, oh yeah, you said the chrysanthemum. I was like, yeah, okay. So,
chrysanthemum. Chrysanthemum. We got to keep saying chrysanthemum.
yeah.
All
But
right.
no, but I mean, so not to get off on mental health kick, but you hear about other bands being very self indulgent. They took their craft very seriously, and they had like water, fruits, all those type things. With the side of Doritos, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I love this comment from Tanja. Tanja said Michael Jackson's surfers this week, and all he wanted was KFC in terms of artist riders.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Kim. I'm still going to have chrysanthemum. Say that really quickly.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Put that on the spelling test. You're like, all right, teach you gonna count that one wrong for me.
Yeah, I was on spelling bee. I don't think I could have spelled. I don't think I can spell that. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to work on that in my 54 years of age. All right.
Man, the Doritos on the show rider. That's funny.
Yeah. So what about? Do you have Friday, December 14th in your book?
I do believe Friday, December 14th, Rosemont Horizon.
Yep.
18,138 sold out.
Yep.
This date was originally scheduled for a performance in Indianapolis, Indiana, but the popularity of the tour created a demand for a fifth show at the Rosemont Horizon. The Indianapolis concert was postponed to April 1st, 1985.
All right. So here is a ticket from the December 14th Rosemont show starring Prince. I love that, starring Prince and the Revolution. Special guest Sheila E. Market Square Arena. And here's another daily. Let me pull that up, Rose, so I can see it because it's kind of tiny. All right, so this is another daily memo for December 14th. And the one thing that I thought was interesting about this one, so everyone who's in the PRN party is typed up, but there's one name that was added along with another name. But the one name that stood out to me that was added was Weaver, M, and we know who that is.
Miko.
Yes, so he was added to the daily memo. The other person is William, F. I don't know who. Maybe somebody knows who William, F is. And the additional information is Leeds group vans will depart hotel lobby at 12:30 p.m. And then I guess through 2 p.m., Return trips would depart venue approximately 15 minutes following show only. Only is in all caps with 3 exclamation points. So
Mm.
they didn't have a lot of time. Like
No,
at 15 minutes following the show, that's kind of a little insane, in my personal opinion.
they had to get him to the next venue.
Yeah, and I guess away from the fans.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, see, one thing about this show, you don't. I've never heard like I get too many backstage stories or like after show stories of people running into folks or like getting pictures of the tour bus or nothing or like none of that.
Yeah, yeah, because they were out of there,
It was
obviously.
like they were moving.
Yeah. All right, and let's see. Let's keep it moving because we're getting close to our time. So here's some photos from Chicago. I don't know what night, but I love this photo of. I always love seeing Jerome with Prince, but it's just something about this particular photo. I just love it to death. I just you can see that they're having fun. This is most likely during "Baby I'm a Star,"
Yep.
and yeah, I just love, 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 love this photo. And you can see Dr. Fink up there to the right and Wendy in between Jerome and Prince. Amazing, amazing photo.
You know, uh, Shout out to Roy Bennett. I think he did the lighting for this show.
Oh yeah,
He did
yeah,
a fantastic job.
yeah. And then yeah, I love this LTK. LTK said he was already on the highway before the fog machine was
That is probably true.
done.
I know we laughing, but you're probably right. He probably was like, I'm out of this thing, Jack.
Yeah, yeah. Let's see.
Brown Mark made the photo. All right.
Yeah.
Brown Mark, shout out to the bass players. Brown Mark.
You know what, Ricky? I'm kind of laughing, but you rarely see Brown Mark in these photos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brown Mark made the photo. Shout
Oh
out.
no.
Yeah.
I hate to hear this for your Dre Dances. So this is a show I tried desperately to go to, but it sold out. My dad tried hard to get tickets for me to no avail. I was
Oh,
there. I was there with you because I thought I was going to
yeah.
be in the same situation. So I totally get it.
Well, I guess at least you have this photo, Drea. I know it's not the same, but like you
Yeah.
didn't see some parts of it. I'm sure DC 68 might have an audio for you.
Yeah. So yeah, there's definitely a show from Rosemont, and actually it's from the 10th if I remember correctly.
Okay.
And then it's in the company playlist, and you can see the heart. I love seeing the neon heart, which I associate
Oh
with
yeah.
time, but it's always great to see it. And I love those like the floral prints that Prince would wear. The more specifically the floral velvet outfits that Prince would wear. So it's nice to see him with the purple lame jacket with the florals going on. And I think that's Dr. Fink up in the left corner.
Yeah.
Switch sides, I guess. And let's see. Love this photo as well.
Okay.
Yeah. And
I always dug the drama faces inside the background.
I love that. Yes. Welcome, Ian from Barbados. Welcome.
Welcome.
Yeah, and we got some more Brown Mark love. Let's go back. Let's give some more love to Brown Mark because he doesn't get enough love.
Yeah.
There we go. Yes, Brown Mark be holding it down.
Indeed.
Oh my God. Like you could just like it the energy of Brown Mark's bass playing is like no other.
It is. I mean, yeah, you're right about that. Like
It's like
that's
it's so rhythmic. It's like almost like a heartbeat. It's just like you can just count on it. You know what I mean?
it's like he was the on stage timekeeper. He
Yeah, for
kept the,
sure.
kept the pulse going for sure.
Yeah, the pulse, man. Man, if you were tired, you just had to listen to Brown Mark because he never slacked
Yeah,
off.
especially on that "Baby I'm a Star." That joint just kept going, just kept
Mhm.
going. Like, yeah, definitely grew for days.
Groove and groove and groove and groove for days, for sure. All right, and I love this photo. It's just a silhouette of Prince in
Once
this.
again, shout out to Roy Bennett for the lighting.
Yeah, it's amazing for sure.
almost make it look like pink smoke.
Yeah. And then these were from the Chicago shows as well. The photographers, Kathy Ackerman. And I love the one in the bottom left where you can see Wendy's leg and Prince's leg, where it almost looks like Prince has three legs, but I know that's. Yeah, so that was cool. All right, so this is another one about like writers and things from the Lexington Herald Leader. And Prince's dressing room to bloom after efforts of a Lexington florist. We got to give a shout out to the Lexington florist. And let me pull it up really quickly. I don't see it, so let me read it from here. Oh, here we go. Purple will reign supreme in the Rupp or Roop. Can somebody tell me, is it Rupp or Roop? Arena dressing room.
Adolph Rupp.
Is it Rupp?
Rupp, yeah.
Rupp Arena dressing room that Prince were used during his Saturday concert, thanks to a Lexington florist who has filled the rock star's request that the Lexington Center provide 6 purple spider moms. I don't know what a spider mom is.
Mm-hmm.
8 floral, at least I don't have to say
Chrysanthemums.
chrysanthemums. 8 floral arrangements with purple as the dominant color and 5 5-foot plants. Okay, 5-foot plants. Lavender flowers, gosh, I guess I'd better say purple, are not the easiest thing to find during the Christmas season, said Bill Montgomery, owner of Plant Potter's Florist, 820 Lane Allen Road. We're still hunting for lavender roses. We're waiting on them to arrive from Illinois. Montgomery will have all the plants in Prince's dressing room by Saturday morning, turning it into a small jungle. The moms will probably be given to fans by Prince during his show. The large plants, bamboo and, oh my God, I can't pronounce this, Dracaena, this Dracaena palms, are being rented by the Lexington Center and will be returned to the shop for sale. So you'll understand that I don't have a green thumb, hopefully, because I don't know anything about flowers. Okay. Other purple flowers Montgomery is using are purple palms and status. The latter resembles baby's breath. I do know what baby's breaths are. I checked because of Minnie Riperton. I checked out his dressing room before we started the order, and I think the effect of the flowers will really be something with all the lights and mirrors in there, Montgomery said. Though Montgomery said he hoped to be able to meet Prince, he won't be going to the concert. I didn't get tickets, he said. It sold out too fast. Sheila E, a percussionist who is featured during Prince's show, will open the concert at 8 p.m. Saturday. The show is sold out. I don't know why. I love that. Thank you, Carol. So it's mom is short for the word I can't pronounce. So yes, awesome. Okay, let's see. Next up, we have the Lexington, Kentucky show, and we still see some Ticketron tickets. And then I love seeing the top ticket because it reminds me of my 1999 ticket from the Birmingham Civic Center. It had a similar.
Oh, you at that show?
Mm-hmm. Yep, for the 1999 tour of the Birmingham Civic Center.
I missed that show.
That was my first Prince concert.
I was supposed to go to that show. I missed that show.
Yeah, it was an amazing show. All right, so this is some photos from the Lexington, Kentucky show.
More brown mark footage.
Yeah, a little bit. You can see him, and I think that's Miko behind him with the hat.
Yeah, it might be something. Yeah. Is it 2 guitars? Is that because I see brown mark and then I see the bass.
Yeah, because I think Miko is behind Prince there.
Okay, so this is clearly doing a "Baby I'm a Star."
Yeah,
I will die for you. Run
like that. And then this is another one from Lexington, Kentucky. You can see the pearls and the cross.
Yeah.
And the eye scarf. Yeah. I never understood the eye scarf, particularly with the fringes, because he was moving so much. It seems like it'll be hitting him in his face.
Yeah.
That is right, Chris. But actually, the reason why I say it's not idiom is because you can see that there's another guitar head right behind Prince. I don't know. You guys, oh, you can see my mouse. Like right here is a, no, that's actually brown.
Grandma, yeah.
That's
Could
brown
be.
mark. It could be Eddie M.
Yeah, yeah,
You're
yeah.
right. It's,
Oh, yeah, like that would make sense like there's ADM because you don't see another guitar.
yeah.
And so the
So
saxophone is kind of hitting. So,
yeah. So this hat I can tell has like some circles or something on it. Oh, so actually, someone, so a trusted source that says it is Eric Leeds.
oh,
Lee Christian says Eric Leeds, and is this? I wonder when was Eric's first show?
I think he
Yeah,
was on the bill by then, wasn't he? Because he's in the I Would Die For, I mean, the I Would Die For You, Baby, I'm a Star
yeah,
video,
yeah,
right?
yeah. Because we talked about him joining earlier, so he's already on the tour. So yeah, but that so okay, that must be Eric then.
Okay.
Okay. And then, it's just shadowy. Yes, Lee Christian, I love that.
Oh, man. Full band footage.
Sorta, except that when
When
it
he's cut off.
cut off,
Yeah.
yeah, and yeah, it's I can never figure out like where Lisa and Dr. Fink are because they switched,
Yeah.
and so
Yeah, you can't tell in this one because the only giveaway for Fink would be the shades.
yeah, Lisa's to the left and Dr. Fink's to the right.
Yeah.
But I love this full shot. It's great to see it. And also love this from
Ah,
the Lexington Herald's leader. This was taken by Stephen R. Nickerson. And Guitar of Fury is the caption. And it reads, Prince angrily thrusts his guitar toward the audience during his concert at Rupp. I don't think he did it angrily, but that's what he wrote.
good caption for the shot. Looks like the Let's Go Crazy jacket.
Yeah, it is. I think it is for sure. Nice. All right. So this is from the Lexington Herald Leader about the Lexington show. So let me read it. How are we doing? Pretty good on time. I can't believe it. All right. So this is by Walter Tunis. It was nearly 10 last night at Rupp Arena when the lights went down and the sellout crowd of 23,000 lost its cool. A light went up for a moment on a high-rise platform at stage right. It looked as if the star of the evening was standing there. It wasn't him. Then another light flashed on the opposite end of the stage. Someone was standing there, but he wasn't who the crowd was looking for. Now, I think they're talking about the mannequins. There were some mannequins on stage that at the very, very beginning that you don't really see in the video for Princeton Revolution Live, but I think that's what they're referring to. Then as the huge purple curtain went up, and you can actually see those mannequins in the Purple Rain film when he like does sound checks and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, I wish I could find a review where they actually talk about the mannequins, but this is about as close as we've gotten so far. So then, as the huge purple curtain went up, a voice came over the speakers. Hello, Kentucky. My name is Prince. With that, the man of the hour was raised up on a platform through the center stage floor to the now familiar opening of Let's Go Crazy. The audience complied fully. That, folks, is how to start a show. Like him or loathe him, Prince knows how to mount a production. His 90-minute concert last night was one of the most elaborately mounted concerts ever seen in this area. Everything in the concert made sense, and several moments bordered on overkill, but this concert, if only from a purely visual standpoint, was a true spectacle. Massive lighting arrangements, assorted backdrops, a variety of hydraulic lifts, a ton of dry ice, and enough costume changes to stock anyone's wardrobe for years were just a few of the gimmicks Prince had up his sleeve last night. But ahead of all the props comes Prince himself. He is an enormously energetic performer who gives a workout on stage that a lot of audience members may not have been able to keep up with. Whether he's piecing together a collage of older songs such as Free and How Come You Don't Call Me Anymore on piano or leading his thundering backup group, the revolution through music from his hit album and movie Purple Rain. The Purple Rain success this past summer has skyrocketed Prince's career, which explains why much of the audience was still in its teens. Purple Rain also is a bit of a compromise in comparison with the blunt sexual topics discussed on his earlier albums, such as Dirty Mind and Controversy. Luckily, Prince showed last night that he can still raise a few eyebrows. During God, a leftover from the Purple Rain sessions that found its way onto the flip side of a recent single, Prince began calmly enough at a piano. But before you even realized what the song was up to, Prince was shedding his clothes and on his way up to a bathtub, purple, of course, which sat atop a hydraulic lift. A little easier for this young crowd to take was Computer Blue, one of the least known but best pieces from Purple Rain. Here, Prince let loose with a guitar solo that sounded for all the world like Carlos Santana. The antics also extended to opening act Sheila E., whose career has gotten considerable help from Prince. Sheila E. whisked her way through a variety of funk-oriented pop music, including her current hit, The Glamorous Life, donning everything from a lace bikini to a fur coat. This sort of elaborate staging eclipses much of the talent of both performers, especially Prince. Over the last 7 years, the 26-year-old singer has been breaking down all kinds of race barriers in his adventurous one-man band records, but many of his finer songs, such as God, lost much of their sardonic bite under the occasionally gaudy atmosphere of last night's concert. For Prince and Sheila E., the show came first. I thought this was a really positive review, and I wasn't really expecting this from Kentucky. And I really loved how this writer, again, Walter Tunis, said that God was one of Prince's best songs. He talked about Computer Blue. A lot of these articles don't mention Computer Blue.
Yeah.
So I thought this was a good review.
It was solid. Considering.
Yeah.
Because I judging what came afterwards, I think a lot of the people were just kind of being negative just because Prince was so hot at the time.
Yeah.
And like later in his career, some of these same outlets were praising his shows. So I think at the time, just unbeknownst to us, that they were just kind of just hating just to be hating.
Yeah.
For no other reason than that.
Yeah, when you're up, somebody's got to bring you down for sure. Yeah. And I love Chris Bournet's comment, first Santana comparison I've heard. I think this is I think this might be the first one we've read.
Yeah.
They usually reference the Beatles, the Stones, Michael Jackson, or Hendrix. So yeah, for sure. Let's keep it moving because I know my timekeeper is like, we are at time, but we're going to keep it moving. We're almost done. Okay, this is another one. Prince Concert, a style show for fans by John Gaines. This is about the fans. We got to talk about the fans. It was hardly Saturday night at the opera. And if purple hair offends you, this may not have been your idea of fun. But no one...
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that was funny. But no one can say that the throngs of fans who saw Prince in concert in Lexington last night weren't at least as eye-catching as the rock star himself. This is a style show, said Wanda Green, a 35-year-old vendor who watched the crowd parade past her vendor's counter. It's cute, but I just don't believe it. People watchers had lots of action at Rupp Arena last night, where Prince made his first one-night stand in a month-old concert tour that has so far been a huge success. The crowd, a full house, was unusually young, so much so that Lexington Center sold no beer. The concert also got off to a trouble-free beginning. It's a whole lot calmer crowd than you'd think, said security guard Juan Schwartz. Lexington police later reported that the concert was pretty quiet, but the crowd was very purple, the regal shade that has become a symbol of Prince. Fluorescent purple ties, purple jogging pants, purple high school letterman's jackets, purple sunglasses, purple sequins the size of $50. Purple roses were on sale for $2.50 a piece. Prince loves purple, said 18-year-old Tracy Goshade, whose purple eye shade matched her sweater. Go shade and eye shade. That's what it says. Go shade. So match your sweater. I love whatever he loves. Others came in chains and black leather, as we saw in that picture earlier, pants and vests mostly, only to find that security guards took their chains at the door and held them until the end of the concert.
Yep, that sounds about right.
Yeah. Prince's fans had a difficult time describing what it is about him that brings out such devotion. Music critics generally described him as enigmatic, body to the point of lewdness, vulnerable, driven, immensely talented. Paul Gibson, a 20-year-old from Cincinnati, saw it in more personal terms. He reminds me of myself, Gibson said. He seems to be hiding his true person under a lot of falsehood. Others talked of his energy, his music, his style. He doesn't seem to be shy or anything, said Rita, an understated 16-year-old from Louisville. In many ways, this rock concert was like hundreds of others. Nattily-clad young men perched near the rails at Lexington Center, eyeing the crowd as it passed them by. I just came for the crowd, said one. I ain't really got to see him, Prince. Outside, Mark Kane passed out religious tracts and carried a placard that spoke of John 3:16, while a counterpart waved a Bible and shouted about the Prince of Peace. I've seen some Prince fans that were pretty stoned, Kane said. I told them to take these tracts and read them tomorrow. But there were also signs that this concert would be different. For one, Prince traveled in an entourage that included 13 tractor trailers, 5 buses, and 120 people. Tom Minter, executive director of Lexington Center, said Prince's staff brought in 56,000 pounds of light and sound equipment. Several top center officials said it was the most massive entertainment setup they had ever seen. Some ticket holders were reaping high prices for their tickets yesterday morning. Jan Smith of Lexington, whose husband advertised upper-level tickets for sale in the Herald Leader yesterday, said he received several offers of $200 apiece. Front row seats report, and remember, these are $17.50 tickets, so $200 apiece. Front row seats reportedly went for 4 times that amount, so $800 a piece, and some went to extra lengths for good views of a superstar. Minter said several counterfeit identification passes to the backstage area were taken by security guards during the night, although it was not clear whether there were any arrests. He also noted several complaints from people who had obstructed views and said Lexington Center offered them refunds if they were dissatisfied. In any event, most of the crowd, even those selling nachos and soft drinks, found something to be entertained by. I can't keep my mind on what I'm doing, Mrs. Green said. Have you seen the kid with the gold fingers? And that's the end of that article.
Yeah, that wasn't too bad.
Yeah, so I really love hearing from the fans at these concerts to see like what were they coming to the concert for? What were they, what do they want out of the concert? And also just to get a general vibe of how, a particular city was, talking about Prince and all of that. So I really love reading those sort of reviews. So I have some other things, but I'm going to keep it for next week. And we're just going to get to the end so we can go really quickly through our salon part. But so far in 1984, Prince has done 35 live shows.
Ooh.
Yes. And it's just really been like a couple of months, and not even 2 months. It hasn't even been 2 months, to be honest. And then there was one live appearance at the Sheila E birthday party where he does the performance at the piano. And for those of you, we, did a Rest in Power at the beginning of this show. For those of you who don't know who Nikki Giovanni is, I highly recommend that you watch the HBO documentary that came out last year called Going to Mars.
Mm-hmm.
I have the trailer and the accompanying playlist. So that's the way that you can learn more about Nikki Giovanni. And let's see what Tanya's talking about. In today's dollar, it would cost you $52, which is cheap. So the $17.50 translates to $52 now.
Whew.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
And quick music break. I just want to say that I ended up going to see Corey Henry 3 different nights. And the reason why I'm pointing this out is because every night was different. And what do I mean by that? So on Thursday night, it was just him and the piano and the kick drum, which we talked about last time. I know Audria went to the Saturday 8 p.m. show, and I asked, like, did Corey bring a band? He did have a band, so I rushed and bought tickets for the 10:30 show because he didn't have a band. So I saw him with the band. He had his backup singers. It was like a really cool show. But he said that he was going to play songs from his church album on Sunday. So I was like, oh Lord, I got to buy another set of tickets. So I bought another set of tickets thinking that I was going to hear his church album that he released this year. He only played one song from the church album, but what he ended up doing was playing almost like 4 or 5 songs from First Steps, which is purely instrumental. So this was actually my favorite night. Was Sunday, the last night of his run at the Blue Note, because it was all instrumental with the exception of a couple songs, and I think one of them was "Amazing Grace," if I remember correctly. And it was just extraordinary. So if you missed out on the Blue Note and you were in the tri-state area, I tried to tell you. So I'm hoping that he returns at some point to Blue Note, and just be aware that, every night seemed to have been different. So I'm glad that I got to see at least 3 of them. All right. I am so excited. I haven't watched this yet because I want to make sure
Me neither.
I have time to really concentrate on this conversation between Bilal and Questlove, because it's long overdue. Because I never thought that they hadn't had a conversation on Questlove Supreme, but then when I saw this, or when I was told about this, I was like, duh, why hadn't this happened before? So I'm so excited to listen to Bilal talk about music. And then I did have the opportunity to watch this really fascinating, very short, less than 30-minute conversation between Nardwuar and Andre 3000. They do the whole interview standing up. It's a really interesting interview. At first I was like, I don't know if I want to watch this. I don't even know who Nardwuar is, but I thought it was going to be silly. And it has this little silly moments, but it was really cool the way that he interviewed Andre. I loved it. He talked a lot about the Atlanta scene. There are a lot of props, so a lot of records and things of that nature. So I really enjoyed that. So Tanja, I didn't know anything about Nardwuar. So thank you. Let me know that you love him. All right. Yes, of course. So Celie McGinnis does have a newsletter on Substack, and everyone should definitely subscribe to it. And it's under, let's see if I don't know if I can find it that quick, but it's basically psychedelic literature on Substack. And hold on one second. Let's see if I can find it. Let's see. Give me 1 second. Make a banner really quickly for Celie. All right. And where did it go? So this is Celie's Substack, and that's how you can subscribe. So it's psychedelic with an L for literature, and that's how you can subscribe. Thank you very much, Carol Brooks. I already subscribed, but I'm sure everybody else doesn't, so we want to do that. Yeah, so I was really impressed with Nardwuar's actually Atlanta music knowledge. Like, he knew a lot, and they talked about Sun Ra. It was really, 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 yes.
Okay. I'm gonna have to check that out.
Yeah, he knows his stuff. So I had never heard anything about him. So yep. And okay, that's good to know. There is a Prince story. There's always a Prince story, but I'm glad to hear that. Hopefully it's a good one. But I don't know. I know Bilal had said something about meeting Prince one time, and it wasn't the best interaction. So I don't know if it's the same story or a different story. And okay, so Nardwuar is known for his deep knowledge and did some early interviews with Nirvana and other 90s legends. Okay, cool. I don't know where I've been, under a rock. I don't know why. Again, I'm looking forward. So I've been telling you guys about Corey Henry. I told you guys when Bilal was touring. I'm trying to tell you now that Omar is touring. You have not lived if you have not seen Omar Lifuk live. So now is your time because he rarely tours the States. He's based in the UK. So if you know who Omar is, and if you don't know who Omar is, do your Googles, listen to his music. You're going to love it. He is a living legend. He is royalty as far as I'm concerned from the UK. So I'm excited about Omar's show. Anytime I can see Omar live, I go. So he is doing a pretty extensive tour for Omar because he doesn't come here very often. New York City on January 19th. Then he's also coming to he's going to be in Virginia, he's going to be in Philadelphia, he's going to be in Atlanta, he's going to be in Chicago. So those places he's going to be coming. So Chicago, January 15th, 18th is going to be Atlanta, 21st is going to be Philly, and then the 20th is going to be Alexandria, Virginia. All right, Purple World. Again, during this holiday season, please reach out to Jeremiah and give him, just send them love. And if you haven't contributed to his GoFundMe, please do so. Oh, awesome. So we're going to go back to, Omar is sometimes known for not having his paperwork together, and sometimes he's not able to get in the country, but I'm hearing from Vanessa that he got his paperwork all together, so this would be amazing. Yes, Tanja, perfect timing. Yes. And then let's see. Yes, Omar is fantastic live, and so much so that Omar is the reason why I flew for the first time. I had vowed that I would never get on a plane, and I was going everywhere on Amtrak, but for some reason I couldn't get to him in time because for his first show ever in the States was in New Orleans. So I literally got on a plane to go see Omar. So that's how much Omar means to me. So, yes.
That's what's up. Yeah, he's coming to the Birchmere in
Yeah.
Alexandria, so that's cool.
Yeah. Yep. So again, reach out to Jeremiah, contribute to GoFundMe if you haven't. This is the accompanying playlist, so you can see there's one of the Rosemont Chicago shows. Again, yeah, I was right, December 10th. From D68A, you can see the trailer for the Nikki Giovanni documentary, Going to Mars. You can see a bit from the Sunday Corey Henry show, Afro Brooklyn from First Steps. And I also have the original, and the original features Phil Lassiter, who also performed with Prince. So there's a tie if you need a Prince tie. And then there's the Questlove Supreme, the Nardwuar, and Time's Gift that we played at the beginning of the set. And next week, we will be having our 51st show, and we'll be reading 465 to 466. I'm hungry. And I've been reading a lot today. So just one page. So we are almost to the end of our book. So let's see what people are talking about in terms of Omar. Okay, Karan says, I know Omar music through house music. Let's see. Vanessa says, I saw Omar when he was promoting his debut single in nightclub back in the day. He means a lot. He means a lot. Thank you. Yes. And okay, and Chris says, great underrated track called Say Nothing by Omar with ODB on it. Let's see. So, all right, Ricky, do you want to take us out?
Sure. All right, everybody. Thank y'all for joining us today. Thank you, D'Angela. Show like 101 is in the books.
Yes, 101.
101 is in the books, man. Look, y'all stay safe. Share the love. Share the Prince love this season. You know what I'm saying? Hip someone to something that they may not know about. And until next week, y'all take it easy. We're out.
Yeah.